question to Minister Tomlinson. Minister Tomlinson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. With your permission, I'll answer question 23, 24 and 25 together. Statutory sick pay provides a minimum level of income for employees who are unable to work, and we have made temporary changes to support people to follow public health advice on coronavirus.
Up to Wirral West with Margaret Greenwood. Margaret Greenwood.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The level of statutory sick pay at £95.85 a week is just too low, and it excludes 2 million of those on the lowest pay. To qualify for the government's test and trace support payment, people need to be receiving social security payments like universal credit. However, according to the Resolution Foundation, 7 out of 8 workers will not qualify for it. So what assessment has the government made of the number of people who are ineligible for either statutory sick pay or the test and trace support payments? And will the government commit to increasing the level of statutory sick pay and extend it to everyone, including the low-paid and the self-employed?
Mr Speaker, those required to stay at home by the NHS test and trace could be eligible for the additional £500 financial support for those on UC, working tax credits, employment support allowance, job seekers allowance, income support, housing benefits and pension credit. And this is just part of our wider targeted welfare safety net.
Let's head to South Wales with Gerald Jones. Gerald Jones.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. For testing and tracing to work effectively, people need the reassurance that they will be able to feed their families. Statutory sick pay just is not adequate to support people who need to self-isolate. So will the Minister give us hope that the government will provide the necessary support to allow people not to have to choose between their health and their livelihoods?
I thank the honourable member, and he's right to highlight the importance of this, and that is why statutory sick pay is part of our wider targeted financial support that we offer, and depending on eligibility to individual households, they could also get support through Universal Credit, New Style ESA or the Self-Employed Income Support Scheme.
Let's head up to Hull with Emma Hardy. Emma Hardy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I've been inundated with constituents contacting me about low statutory sick pay and problems claiming the isolation benefit. And one said, and I quote, "I work as an agency nurse. If I don't work, I don't get paid. My husband tested positive who works, and so I had to self-isolate. I fulfilled 3 out of the 4 isolation criteria, so I didn't get a penny. As a result, I've lost 2 weeks' wages. I am not happy. I can very easily see why people don't bother to get tested and go into work, even if they have symptoms or have been in contact. Simply lack of income. What is the Minister going to do to stop people on low incomes being financially punished when they are trying to do the right thing?"
Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, HMRC and BEIS rightly have been introducing stronger and clearer guidance for employers, and for employees who aren't able to get reasonable adjustments put in place, they should either speak to their union representatives or can go through ACAS to seek resolution in this. Nobody should be going into work when they are meant to be self-isolating or are sick through COVID.
31, Mr Speaker.
We are committed to ensuring people with disabilities and long-term health conditions get the vital support that Access to Work provides. This includes working with over 19,000 disability-confident employers to enable them to promote access to work through their networks.
Thank you. According to recent research, 42% of employers feel discouraged from hiring people with a disability because they are not confident how to support their needs through the pandemic. Will the government consider fast-tracking access to work application for disabled people through the Kickstart scheme as recommended by the charity Leonard Cheshire?
I thank the honourable member for that question. I know I'm meeting with the honourable member on the 14th of December to discuss this in more detail. I'm also meeting with the new Chief Executive of Leonard Cheshire, so I will discuss that report in detail. I'm very proud as a government that we delivered record disability employment, and last year 43,000 people benefited from Access to Work, up 20%, through schemes like Access to Work, Disability Confident and our highly trained and skillful work coaches. We will continue to engage with employers of all sizes to give them the confidence to take advantage of the huge wealth of talent that is available with a diverse workforce.
Mr Speaker. The decision to deny disabled people the legacy benefits, the crucial £20 uplift, has been a bitter blow to those who are already facing years of navigating barriers within the welfare system. Will the Department commit to using the Welfare Green Paper and the National Disability Strategy to ensure that disabled people have access to a welfare system which provides financial security without cruel sanctions?
I thank the honourable member for that question. The DWP Green Paper will be looking and working with disabled people's organisations and disability stakeholder groups to shape the way that we provide financial support and general support across our services. But I would remind the honourable member that this year we'll have seen a 5% increase up to £20 billion on supporting people with disabilities through benefits, and that through the legacy benefit increases, those also impacted on the changes with the local housing allowance, discretionary housing support being increased, the various employment support schemes and additional support provided through local authorities, of which many disabled people will have benefited.
Can I just say to Secretary Coffey, thank you to your team. We've absolutely cleared everyone on the list. Thank you, everybody. We've all worked well together.